We got ourselves MCIX on Team Red, ready to go. We got ourselves Cap, we got ourselves Croopers as well. Looks like Croopers is going to be first off for Team Red. Already attacking whoever's first. I think the Team Blue doesn't even know who's going to be first or last. It looks like Tasty is up first, and I guess he's being maybe forced to duel. Ornosh on Team Red popping in. We got Pammy in the back as well. Croopers actually going to go for a trinket immediately as oh my god, this started out so early. Anyway, it's going to be by the looks of it. Tasty versus Croopers. We don't even know if that was actually Tasty who was supposed to be first or last, but he's being roped into it as Croopers only pop wings and everything. Looks like it's going to be quite a bit of damage to him. We also got Sika on Team Blue. We got ourselves Randall in the back. We got ourselves Frost Boss. Looks like they're not going to have fifth here on Team Blue unless they're still loading in. Going to be a Hex to the Croopers as his wings are going to be down. Looks like he's just going to be chilling out. He doesn't even have a trigger to deal with this wall, and up coming out for Tasty is going to land the Twisted Appendage onto Croopers. He does eliminate it. It's going to be Shield of Ages. It's going to pop. Split between the Pet as well as the Shaman into a Hodge. Bubble coming out. Second set of wings coming in for Croopers right now. Looks like middle long wings might be enough damage. Tasty might be going down. Down it goes in a bubble while wings are up. If that's not the scummiest way to win, I don't know what is. It looks like he's actually going to be bailing out of there completely, hanging out behind the pillar. It looks like, yo, Pammy, can you go in the corner over there with everybody else? Thank you, appreciate you. Just so we can have people out of the way. Croopers looks like he's going to have to duel versus Sika now. It's going to be quite a bit of damage from a Destro Warlock, and now that the music is starting to calm down, I'm going to switch back to the duel and mix, boys, if you don't mind. Here we go, stun onto Croopers. Big Casbo's coming out from the side. Save the tree, keeping him alive, but barely though. And Sika just tried to see if he can bounce his way over to Croopers. Does catch him with a conflag for a second. Interrupt to follow. There's still going to be a Pet down there, trying to see if he can take a couple bites at Croopers. Needs to connect with the Paladin for just a moment, stopping him from flashlighting himself completely to full health. And maybe get a Casbolt or two. Sika just trying to see if he can get an angle. Croopers is not letting him come over there at all. That's his box, man. That's his side of the box. He likes it over there. And he's not willing to share space with the Warlock. Trinket coming out immediately for Sika. The Croopers does have wings up and running, but not a single defense to deal with. Looks like he might have popped bubble a little bit too early for Tasty. Big Dusty got Sika coming out for MCX, but that's going to be a port for Sika. Doesn't even play with a... Wait a second. Are you actually playing Gateway instead of a Death Coil? Interesting. Normally we see Warlocks just spam Death Coil into everybody, but looks like MCX is going to get hit with a succubus CC into a Cataclysm. Shadow Fury right after does not get the Shadow Fury on top of himself. MCX was able to close the gap for a second. Actually, recast Shadow Fury is going to connect into a Casbolt onto MCX. He needs to get himself as much healing as possible. Does connect a Stormbolt onto Sika, get him feared out of the way for a second right before Zerker's Rage got him back up and running. Wall coming out for Sika with Casbolts for free and Incinerate to follow. MCX is going to pop every defense on the book, reflect as well as the self heal. Needs to get a charge heal off of Sika in order to catch up, and it's going to get himself quite a bit of healing. Casbolt still continued to fly from Sika. Is he actually going to port away? I thought I swapped to work person for a second, but no, that was just him porting out, actually letting the mobility play to him. And since MCX all he has is a Stormbolt, he doesn't have the mobility needed to deal a Warlock that's actually going for a more mobility heavy playstyle here. That's going to be a big old Infernal coming down for Sika. Perfect time. He's going to get a Casbolt, and all those Casbolts are going to start ramping up. All the Casbolts reflect coming out for MCX perfectly onto that fear. Is going to be able to do Blaze Storm out of that other fear. Needs to execute on Sika right now to end the deal. Sika wishes he had a Death Coil right about now. Is actually going to go for another port fear onto MCX. Is that Casbolt going to hit them right now? Oh my god, the port play, dude. What is the cooldown on that thing? Is it what, 12 seconds? 10 seconds? What is the CD on this thing? It looks like it's going to be Pammy up next. Got him his own Infernal up and running. And looks like it's going to be able to get only a couple of globals onto Sika, and down it goes Pammy. You made it kind of a lot of cooldowns there. It's a full Infernal there, isn't it? Next up is going to be a Frost Boss. Try to see if he might be able to fight through the Destro Warlock here. It's going to get the snowball bouncing between him and the Pets. Pammy is going to be able to split some of that damage. Frost Boss, say that Casbolt popping an AMS immediately. Actually, Did he steal a reflect? Did he dark sim a reflect back at Pammy? Is that what just happened? That is insane. He actually got an extra CC. Pammy getting locked down on Casbo right now as Frostboss still got damage up and running. Got himself IBF if he needs to. Does he ever need one? Gonna be more Casbots coming in. Pammy should probably swap to another pet. That interrupt pet is not gonna do anything versus a Death Knight though. Another interrupt on yet another Casbo. Pammy completely locked out for a second. Still trying to get more CC rolling. Actually completely DR Frostboss altogether. Still, those Casbots are hurting. He's just standing there. He just, you know what? I'm just gonna truck see if my damage versus this Death Knight's damage. Who's gonna have enough? Casbot coming out after getting juked out or after having that fear get eaten by the interrupt. That's gonna be drain life coming out for Pammy. Frostboss ain't going nowhere though. It's gonna be Shot of Fury. Might not even have to IBF it. That's gonna be still Remorseless Winter bopping in at Pammy and doing enough damage. The blistering snow is gonna do more than enough. Blink and Breath coming out for Ornach. This is gonna go for full combustion. AMS coming in for Frostboss. Is Frostboss gonna dark so many abilities from Ornach here? Could send maybe a Breath or something. Maybe a Polymer for the later time. It looks like he's just gonna try to see if he can continue hammering damage into the mage. Actually interrupt him on fire at the very last second. Ring of Frost tried to come out. It looks like Frostboss is actually just going to walk out of it instead. Gonna grip Ornach out in the open. But seeing that Tentacle does need to know that he needs to eliminate the Tentacle immediately. Still more fireballs coming out. Ornach actually casted fireballs at Frostboss. I don't think it's going to do enough damage here unless he got maybe Tinder, I believe is the on town. It's going to be Scorches coming in. That's all he's really got right now. Can I get Frostboss low enough to get those to crit 100% of the time? So Ornach is really running out of cooldowns. Needs to go for a big play sometimes on Breath. Maybe go for Greater Pyro. Does even run Greater Pyro. Looks like this panda is just burning out, man. He's burning out in the last few wishes. I don't know what he's trying to do. I feel like he's playing as silly as his Mog right now, man. I mean, interesting goggles got going on there. Big Meteor coming in to Frostboss. He's going to yoink the mage back in. He's going to try to see if he can trim her out. Didn't go far enough. Into a Breath, trying to get Frostboss away from his face for a moment. But after that, Ornach has got nothing left. Frostboss is just unstoppable right now. It looks like it's going to be down for the count for the Mage. Calf is up next. How hard is he going to go for big damage? What is this Mog, dude? What is some of these Mogs? I mean, I like the fact that there's different Mogs, but this man looks like Prince Arthur or some kind of crap like that. Going to be bite to a Hodge onto Frostboss, trick inside of it immediately. He's going to get himself even more resources. AMS coming down for the holy damage that Cav got going on. Shield Avengers does go for a big old pop onto Frostboss into Crucibles. So Cav got himself full magic damage set up here, holy as well as fire. Frostboss won't be able to do anything. His blessing protection for a bit. Can interrupt Cav if anything, can Chain of Ice him, maybe even retain a Howling Blast. It looks like Frostboss is just surviving through all that wings damage from Cav, even just living through Bob, gripping him on top. As soon as he sees them trying to pony out of there, 7 minutes into those duels, it's going to be executions. Cav might have to be looking at a bubble here versus Frostboss. Wings are up and running for the Paladin. Could bubble all those damages up and running, doing as much range damage as it can. And Frostboss is still in a chase, man. Could be bubble here for Calf. Not giving Frostboss any. He actually stole his bubble. No way. We don't ever see this ever. He actually stole Calf's bubble. Frostboss had immunity while Calf had immunity. Frostboss could maybe still recover. Does have big transfusion to fall. Calf no longer with immunity. Chickens out of that stun immediately. Doesn't have enough. It's going to be AMS for Frostboss just to deal with that holy damage enough. It's going to be a little bit of a hand of freedom for Calf. Frostboss actually, I think he's going to go for whatever mobility that DKs have. And that was the first time I've actually seen Dark Sim be used in these duels. He stole the Paladin's bubble. That was very interesting to see. Randall is going to be the last one left on Team Blue versus Calf, who's out of a Blessing of Protection, out of a bubble, and out of just about everything except for Shield of Vengeance. Looks like Randall. What was that just now? What was that? He's an Arcane Mage? What was that essence just now? Was that the one from the Najatar followers or whatever? I think that was the Najatar followers essence that eventually gives you a 100% crit chance. Shield of Vengeance coming out for Calf as Randall is still just going to continue punishing him with Arcane Missiles, trying to go behind the corner with Wings up and running, Flash of Lightning just to get himself more healing, almost getting an interrupted by Randall. But looks like the Arcane Mage does not have any more blinks, and it's actually going to continue spamming Arcane Missiles at Calf, keeping his health low at the 8-minute mark, 22% dampening. Calf is still trying to see if he can recover, and Randall might just have to wait until Calf is ready to go, until he wants to back out of the box, or he needs to find a way to punish him while he's hiding behind the box the whole time. That's really the only way of going about it, I think. He's gonna go for a bit of a vacation. Calf just trying to see if he can get a couple of holy power here and there. What is this Mog, dude? What is this? I actually like that cloak. That's an Uldir cloak. I never get to see Uldir stuff being used in Mogs nowadays. Like, none of it, not even cloaks. There's gonna be lots of damage out of Randall. Those arcane missiles are just shredding through the Paladin. Calf cannot catch up to him whatsoever. Hand of Freedom giving him a bit of an opportunity to finally close the gap, though. It's gonna be temporal for Randall. Does go for the Gnome Rachel to get himself out of that slow. Finally, the last second, as he goes for a root onto Calf. No bubble available. Calf should be really aware of his health. Might have to get a juke cast onto Randall. Trying to flash a light. Looks like no cast kicks available for Randall. Actually going for Arcane Blast to follow right after. Not gonna be able to finish up the last Arcane Blast. Does he have the mobility to follow here? Or is Randall gonna play defensive as well? Is he gonna maybe go for food? Looks like he's going for instant cast just to get himself as much healing. Is gonna try to go for food, but Calf is not gonna let him do anything there. Actually, double Arcane missiles coming out for Randall right now. Still blinking in to Calf. Calf actually wasn't even seeing him for a second. But a Shield of Vengeance is going to keep this Paladin alive at the 10-minute mark. 30% dampening. Finally, we're going to see some healing reduction. Calf needs about a 50 seconds before bubble is up. I think he's just going to try to buy his time. Randall, you have 45 seconds left until the Paladin gets the bubble, and then you'll have to extend this game even further. You'll have to play even more carefully. Randall does still hold on to an icebox. That could be good for him. More of those Arcane missiles still try to harass him around the corner. Bubble coming out for Calf. Might be able to make a play here. Looks like he doesn't want to do it. Didn't have the cooldowns available. Randall forced out the bubble, and Calf still is using that bubble defensively rather than offensively to have a definitive end to this duel. Calf's health is super low, 38% dampening. Randall tried to get a Nova into Calf, didn't get it. Tricky coming out for the Hodge. It's going to be Arcane missiles. More to punish for the Paladin. I don't think this Paladin got a chance, man. I think the time you had, the moment you had with a bubble, that was really it. That's going to be one more blink for Randall and an interrupt onto Calf, and that's going to be it. Might not even have to do that, honestly. Yeah, that's going to be Randall juking about, tricking him, makes him everything. It's going to the right, appears on the left. Calf is still super low, needs to make a play against Randall right now. Temporal for Randall. Still going to be a lot of damage for Calf. Might have found himself some burst in the Paladin repertoire. Randall is still going to continue harassing. I think it's going to be last Arcane missiles right now. Is that enough? Oh! My goodness. Last set of Arcane missiles at the end. I cannot believe we actually saw a Deathland use Dark Sim and get the Paladin's bubble by no less. Out of all the abilities, Paladin's bubble. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. Alright, boys, let's get another one going.